Today we're going to talk about how to write long-form content with AI. And as usual, we're going to be using make.com. So if you don't know how to code, this is the tutorial for you because anyone can do this. If you've used ChatGPT or Bard or even Claude and you've tried to write long blog posts, you probably would have already run into the challenge where ChatGPT, Claude and Bard can only write roughly, I'd say 2,000, 3,000 words at once. But sometimes you want a really, really long blog post, something that's a bit more researched, something that's a bit more insightful, especially these days when everyone is generating short blog posts between 1,000, 2,000 words and sort of posting them. So today I'll be showing you how to do that. And before we do that, I'm going to, as per usual, tell you the overall approach so you understand that what we're doing today. So the initial step here is using AI to come up with a content brief. So if I click into here, you can see that I've asked the AI that I've given it a basic persona. If you're doing this for real, I'd spend more time on the prompt design to give it a more detailed persona tailored to your specific use case. But the key here is you're asking it to come up with a content brief and then getting it to respond with a JSON. So the JSON here is saying, I want it to return a list of subheadings or subtitles, and we will then use those subtitles and pass each of those subtitles one by one, subheadings one by one, into the AI again to get it to generate an additional 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs for each subheading. And then at the end, we join all of those together to make one big master post, long form post. I'll be sharing these prompts that I'm using here as examples in the description for this video. So if you need those as a reference, just check the description. What this block, once it runs, it will output a JSON based on the instructions we gave it. So if we look here at the text response, this is the output. As you can see here, I've told it to write about using AI in the workplace. So I've said the topic is how to build a culture of AI usage in the workplace. If you go to the output here, you can see the subheadings are define the role of AI, fostering culture, overcoming resistance, all this stuff. I'm actually using the cheapest model in the Claude 3 series, which is why you might think that these subtitles aren't that good. If you're doing this for real, depending on your needs, you can use a more expensive model. So let's turn it to the most expensive one, just so we can see what comes out. So let's go most expensive. Once we've got the JSON, you need to set up a data structure to pass the JSON into a list for you to then use in make.com. So I've got the name here, subtitles, and it's an array of text. So it's a list of text. That's what you need to do. And from there, what it will do is, so it takes in this string of subheadings and it comes out with a list. So you can see that it's taken each of the subheadings and put it into a list. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once I've done that, this is where the magic happens, I guess, is you use an Iterator module in make.com. So what this does is it loops through each of the items in that list and then passes it into the AI model. I'm using Anthropic here. As usual, I like Anthropic recently because I'm getting good outputs, but you can use OpenAI, ChatGPT, GPT 3.5, GPT 4 if you want to. So what I'm doing is going through each of the items in that list, passing it into my AI model. So I was using Haiku, let's try Opus just because it's better. And I'm passing in the value. And I'm just doing, again, a very simple prompt. I would tweak this if you're doing this for real. So I'm just saying you're a skilled content writer, write 2 paragraphs about the topic. And then at the end, what I'm doing is using this aggregation block, text aggregator block, to put together, join all of those outputs from each run through the AI block. So you can see here I've run through the AI block 9 times, and then I join it all together into one text string, so one blog post. And from there, you can sort of do whatever you want with this, right? So a very common use case I see is posting it to your blog. So you can use WordPress here. I haven't set this up because this is just a tutorial, but you can connect it to WordPress, connect it to Webflow, connect it to whatever sort of blogging software you use. You can even connect it to like your video generation pipeline and generate videos from long form text if you want to. So that's the overall flow. I went through that pretty quickly, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try to get back to you. But let's try run this again with the Opus model, which should give us much better outputs. So let's run. So the first block, AI block, is running. It's asking it to come up with the content brief, which has all the subheadings. From there, it will take that, turn it into a list. So you can see here, it's turned it into a list. Wow, this is really long. 15 subheadings. And now what it will do, it'll iterate through each of those 15 subheadings. So you can see here, this number is going up slowly, 4, 5, and it'll go all the way up to 15 as it writes the content for each subheading. And then once it's done that, it will join them all into one huge blog post or one huge content article. And then from there, like I said, you can do whatever you want with that content. Most commonly, people will post it to their blog. So I've just got a WordPress block here as a placeholder. It's not set up so that this WordPress block won't work. Cool. So it's run through 15 blocks. Let's have a look at what has actually come out. So it's got all these different bundles, which are the individual ones, but it's joined it all together into one huge blog post. So understanding the benefits of AI in the workplace, blah, blah, blah. So lots and lots of content, educating employees about this. This automation is super helpful if you need to write a lot of long form content. If you have a customer or if your own business needs a lot of long form content, you can use this. And because it's AI, you can also personalize it. So potentially you're using this to generate reports for customers or generating reports for your business as well. This is the most basic content generation pipeline. A more advanced one would have research. So you'd have the AI doing research, connecting to Google, doing research for each paragraph or each subheading, and that gives you much better results. But that's a much longer video. If you would like to see me make that video, just leave a comment and I will do so.